Good morning. I hope everyone is doing well. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. It is a crisp 70 degrees in San Antonio. What's up, Hypnotic Touch Touch? How you doing, good? How you doing? How about this little cotton doodad down there at the dealer's, baby? Ooh, she's giving me very comfortable. She's giving me running around, doing errands. Okay, nothing fancy. Just, but the cotton feels so good. Praise the Lord. What's going on? What's going on? Come on in, come on in. Oh my God, this is the day that the Lord have made. I will rejoice and what? Be glad. What in it? So I'm really good right now, y'all. Everything is beautiful. Getting ready to head to this little brunch because you know it's that time. Meet the friends. And then me and the other half got some stuff to do today. We got an event coming up tomorrow, and then back on the work. You know how it is. So, but I am really enjoying my day today. Y'all come on in the room. Come on in the room. I know that it's a lot of people on probably, which is all right too. I don't try to come on when folk come on, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So my birthday will be coming up soon, you all. I'm ecstatic. Got a few things planned for the birthday. Yes, Lord. So that's coming up. The train ride is coming up. And you know, I got to get with Vivian to see how many people are actually going because I'm finalizing that on Monday. Monday will be finalized. Not to say that people can't go, but all the hotel and everything. But the train ride is going to happen regardless, you know. So that's going to be at the end of May, and then vacation is going to take place in September. And you all, I don't know if I will do any more. I really, you know, with the climate and what people are doing, I don't know if I'm going to do any more. I really don't. Y'all just keep me in prayer with that. What's up, Janice? Just keep me in prayer with that. So I don't know if I'm going to do continue to do these. I don't know. If the participation is not there, probably not. But I will continue to do the train rides and the vacations. You know, the train from San Antonio is a good place. San Antonio is a major hub for Amtrak. You know, not like Chicago or Cincinnati, but it is a north, south, east, west. So, you know, you can take San Antonio and go all the way, you know, to California, and you can go all the way to Atlanta because San Antonio is like a hub for the east and west, but also north to south. So San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth, then you go to Little Rock, and then you go all the way up to Chicago, which will take you to California if you want to. So I'm excited about that. But I want to give a shout out to Lolo. Lolo. Now I don't know why that just Kelly Love coming for Lolo. Okay, now I was giving little Lolo a little light, but I love me some Lolo. But I don't know why Duchess Kelly Love coming for Lolo like that. Ooh, why you coming for Lolo like that, Duchess? And Duchess be doing people so bad. He be doing people so bad. But I'm happy that Lolo is out. Lolo went to a drag show. Shout out Lolo going to that show and enjoying yourself. Lolo, you having a good time. Your get ready was really nice. I really enjoyed your get ready. It was organic. It wasn't manufactured. And you got ready, baby. You plopped that wig on your head and you went right out that door. All right. Now I wanted to see you on your scooter, but that's okay. That's okay. I want you to scoot on. I want you to stay on that scooter and scoot on, but we didn't get to see the scooter. That's okay, but you did go to that drag show, and it looks like you having a good time, and I think you have more than $40. I think you have more than $40. I think the girls is lying on you, Lolo, and if you only have $40 I know the girls done gave to you. So I know you blessed and highly favored. So I ain't even worried about that. But I am so glad that you are doing your thing. And you all, let me say this too. I'm bringing out the train because it's easy to take a plane and or drive, but the train is the journey. And I don't use that mode of transportation often. So I wanted to make sure that I'm covering all bases. The only mode of transportation that I don't use is the bus because I just don't use it. But I might even do a bus ride. Girl, I might bus out and do a bus ride. I might do a Greyhound because you know the mega buses used to be really big, but I don't know what happened to mega bus. But I might do a the Greyhound ride for y'all. Baby, now you know I'm gonna cut up if I do that though. You know I'm gonna cut up on that Greyhound. You know I'm gonna cut up on that Greyhound. So anyway, yeah, y'all look. Currently, it's only $24 one way to Dallas on the train. So yeah. Divine Starlight, I don't know. I haven't watched her. I have been watching Lolo. And let me say this too, Lolo. I'm glad that you're doing stuff on your own and not waiting for people and letting people dictate your vacation. Lolo is doing her own freaking thing. Shout out to Lolo doing her own thing. See, that's what I'm saying. Lolo is doing grown woman stuff, and I'm very proud of Lolo. I'm happy that Lolo said, regardless if Lemon is going or not, I'm going on my trip. Now, I do think Lolo really liked Lemon. Even though Lolo was getting that money and Lemon was peeling her off, which I don't blame Lolo. I ain't doing nothing for free. I don't blame Lolo. I ain't doing nothing for free. So even though he was peeling Lolo off, I do think Lolo liked Lemon. And I think she's a little sad that he's not there. But Lolo said it's not going to stop my fun. It is not going to rain on my parade. Lolo said I am going to do what I need to do. And I am going to enjoy myself. Whether Lemon comes or not, he's not stopping this show. And I think it's good, Lolo, that you do. I know the girls talking about your car payment. Let me tell you something, Lolo. I'm going to pray that everything, and I'm serious about this. I'm serious about this. I'm going to pray that everything going to be all right for you. I'm going to pray that everything going to be all right for you, Lolo. I really am. Because I think you deserve Vegas after what you went through with your mama. You done helped your mama. You done sacrificed. And regardless of what people want to say about you and your mama lived in your house. You have other siblings, but you took your mama. And I do think that this is a good break, and this is what Lolo needs. Lolo needs some decompression. And sometimes people don't get that. And I think she needed a change of atmosphere, and I think she needed to enjoy herself. So shout out to Lolo for doing that. And I think Lolo went on this trip more for her well-being and her self-help, well-being and mental health than anything. And this is why I'm glad Lolo got her scooter, got on that plane, and said, I'm going on a vacation. Yeah, and I'm being real. I'm not mad at Lolo. Now, I can talk about Lolo and her Jordan jeans. I mean, I can talk, but in reality, in all sincerity, I'm glad that Lolo went on that trip in Vegas because Lolo needed to be able to enjoy herself. And y'all forgot, Lolo is still grieving her mom. So I think it's really good for her. Now, I don't know what's going on with Lemon, but Lolo, I think Lemon is kind of low-key jealous and pissed off that he didn't go to Vegas and you going, and all that Shakim shit is just bull crap because he mad because you really are going on that trip. And people are really tuning in to see you. So shout out to Lolo. Go keep doing what you're doing. And I know people don't agree with me, and everybody has their opinion, and I'm good with that. But Lolo, keep doing what you're doing. Shout out to Lolo. Be strong, sis. Be strong. I'm proud of you for even getting on that plane and going to Vegas. Lolo was crying about being sick and tired. 50 years plus. Lolo is great grandmother. She should. That's what I'm saying, Anita. What's that? What's your name, girl? Amia. I'm sorry, Amia. I'm sorry. So I believe that Lolo should enjoy herself, and Lolo is giving some good show. I mean, y'all, to be honest, nobody is asking people to do over the top stuff. Nobody ain't asking nobody to go slap somebody. But just the mere fact that Lolo let us in as she was getting ready, and then Lolo let us in because she's letting us in. She don't have to let us in, but Lolo let us in to Bravo Lolo. She ain't calling nobody losers. She's not talking about other people in a derogatory manner. She's just enjoying herself. Bravo to Lolo. It is definitely low location. And so I'm satisfied with watching Lolo. I don't need to watch nobody else. To be honest, other people had their chance and they squandered it because they so selfish and they so narcissistic that everything had to be about them. But baby, it's about Lolo right now. So shout out to Lolo. Shout out to Lolo. Lolo, keep doing your thing. And again, Lolo, people talk about you low T shaded. That's what I do. But overall, I am very proud of Lolo that Lolo said, I am not going to be here in self-pity, and I'm going to go and enjoy myself. Thumbs up to you, Lolo. Do your thing, Lolo. So anyway, y'all, I just wanted to throw that out there. Y'all, I'm watching this Tyra Banks. So I have not seen Tyra Banks' documentary, but Miles Barker, Miss J, and what's that other man name who the makeup? I can't think of his name. Jay, I think his name is Jay as well. Tyra, you ain't looking good right now in these. Ooh, they got you looking real bad. And Miss J ain't saying nothing, but all Miss J got to do is this. He said, would you go back on? Jay said, and let me tell you something. Jay is letting everybody know he name dropping everybody who done came and visited him, except Tyra. And I'm sorry, Tyra. You've known Jay since Miss J since you was 16 years old. You can take some time out of your busy schedule to take a flight and go see him. Everybody else has. So I don't know what's going on. But, you always want to make Naomi Campbell to be the mean girl. But I think you mean too. And I think you try to put like you sweet and you the demure. No, baby. Yeah. Because how you doing, Miss J? And Niles and something ain't right in that milk. Something ain't right, Tyra. And they say production, and you kick them off. That's the whole thing. And then you didn't want to share no money. You didn't want to share no money either. So, baby, these people, they will show you who you are. So because I got to see the documentary. I did not. Eva saw it, and she said she didn't know what was happening. So, there was a lot of harassment and stuff. So I got to see it, but it's been getting some buzz. And I know why it's getting buzz, because I think she's getting ready to come back on. And any publicity is better than none. So, yeah. Pastor, there was a... Oh, I hope ODS is okay. Oh my God, I hope ODS is okay. Now, Devon, I'm not taking that as gospel truth, because again, I don't know. I have not seen anything. I have not looked on the news today. They were talking about Jesse Jackson. So they were talking about Jesse Jackson. So I haven't seen that, but I hope ODS is okay. Let me tell y'all something. I really don't hate people on this apparatus. I really don't. ODS and we don't do a whole lot of back and forth, but I hope he's okay. I don't want anything to happen to ODS or anybody in the sector. So my prayers out to those people who may be affected in Richmond, if that's the case. And I hope ODS is okay. I do not know the status except for what Divine Starlight told me. I don't know if ODS is hurt or whatever. I just hope that everything is okay. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I don't want to get people up in alarm, but Divine Starlight is just saying that, so I hope you're okay. Off topic, but can you please tell me where you get your eyeglasses from? You mentioned Zenni, Zenni, Zenni Optical. And what Zenni does is, I like Zenni better than a lot of the eyeglass places because Zenni allows you to put the glasses on so you can see how they look. And what I like about Zenni, so I have a lot of I have transitionals, I have the no glare, all of that is included. And I think I paid $24 for these glasses with the frames, with the frames, with the frames. So, yeah. ODS posted a short. Okay, let me go check it out. Hold on. So what it said is, baby, no, you can't beat that price. And these are really nice glasses. I've gotten 2 pair, and I'm going to get another pair. So what I'm going to do is, for my optical, I'm going to use my insurance to get my contacts, but I'm going to use Zenni to get my glasses. It's so inexpensive that I'm just going to use my insurance for my contacts and Zenni for my glasses. So this is what ODS posted. ODS went out last night. ODF left the club early. 40 minutes after he left the club, there was a shooting. 9 people hurt, I believe. 2 people no longer with us. So ODS is saying that he went out, and at that place where he went out, that's where all of that chaos took place. So ODS, I'm glad that you did go home. Yeah, I'm glad that you weren't in that stuff. So ODS is fine. On his posting, he was saying that he left early. And after he left, probably about 30, 40 minutes, that's when all the chaos happened. So, yeah. So I'm glad that ODS is okay. I'm glad that ODS is okay. So, no, baby, you can't beat that price. I mean, they have glasses for 19, and you get everything. So I get my transitions, all of the coatings, all of that, and the frames, the frames and the lenses, $24. Y'all, I am stuck in this daggone traffic again. Oh my God, this San Antonio traffic is almost getting like Austin and Houston's, and it's bothering me because it's all construction. Dag. So anyway, you all, what else is going on? I know what I want to say. YouTube cameras. Girl, I don't blame you. YouTube cameras, I wouldn't even address what's that man name? Shakim. I wouldn't even address Shakim. Let me tell you something. Real content creators don't need redirects. They just come on and people will show up. So for the mere fact that you need a redirect, it tells me there's some issues. And then you get mad at people and you paying folk for redirects. You know, and I'm gonna say I have taken Shakim's money. I'm gonna tell you how I took Shakim's money. So Shakim was doing the State of the Beast sector. When Billie Jean stepped down, Shakim was gonna do it. So again, I'm like, okay, I'll shout it out. I'll shout it out. Yeah, because I was interested in it. I had an interest in it. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna go look at it. I have an interest in it, so I'll go ahead and shout it out for some coin. And so he sent me some coin. I ain't mad at it. But you know, for redirects, and so I think that YouTube camera said she sent him his money back. Girl, move on. These people are something else. They got this entitled spirit that they think everybody need to do something for them. And my thing is, most of the content creators who are doing it, they don't need no redirect. I ain't never got no redirect. Now, the closest thing that I got to redirect is somebody say, Pastor, you coming on later, or you gonna come on after this? And again, no funds exchanged. No funds exchanged. But it's not necessary, because if I pop on, whether they say it or not, either people are going to come or people are not going to come. So YouTube camera girl, I would not lose any sleep over that foolery. Again, and I think he's doing that because he's trying to get clicks and views, and he'll fight with you to get clicks and views because, yeah, nobody ain't really featuring him like that. Now, I did hear Lolo say that she likes Shakim, and that kind of set Lemon off. Lemon, man, move on. Move on, Lemon. Move on. Let Lolo have her moment in the sun. You know what I'm saying? Keep on fighting with audio cassette player. You know, y'all keep on playing hide and seek. Lemon said he was on one side of the apartment. Audio said, now, because let me tell you something, Audio, if you was all about that life, you would have knocked on Lemon door. If you was all about that life, you would have went right up to the door. Baby, you up there giving us a whole tour of where the university was, and this is the grass, and this the gas station, and there goes Subway. Because if you was about that life, you would have went right on to that door. It would have been, because if you really want to see somebody, you'll see them. If you really want to see somebody. And let me say this, if Lemon really wanted to see you, he would have said, where you at? Where you at? Give me the exact location. And I'm not telling nobody to pull up. I'm not doing that. You shouldn't have even taken an Uber Black over there. You could have saved that money and got something for yourself. Talking about it's his weed money. Okay, put it in a bank account. Put it in some stocks or something. But if y'all really wanted to see each other, y'all would have saw each other. Y'all really didn't want to see each other. Y'all like them animals who show teeth. They don't do nothing. They just show teeth. So nobody don't get really injured. They don't get really hurt. So they'll show teeth, or like them birds that span their wings out so the other bird can see their wings, so they can say, no, I ain't gonna mess with him, his wings a little bit. They be sizing each other up, and then they be like, oh, we about equal. No, we ain't gonna do that. No, we ain't gonna do that. So that's what it was giving me over there, because if y'all was about that life, it would have happened. Queen 88, I think it was Queen 88 who fought that lady. When she fought that lady, she found that lady. Didn't they find each other? And didn't they fight? Yes, they did. They showed it. They fought right there because they really found each other. Sure did. See, that's why I know people really want to find you. They will. Hey, Castro. Shout out to Castro. Castro, let me say this. I am happy for you, Castro. I am very, very proud that you are not responding to foolishness, and that you're doing your thing, Castro. When you right, I'm right with you. And I think you not engaging in all of that foolery, I think it's to your advantage, because, baby, we see people spiraling out of control. We see folk drinking. and acting crazy, showing their booty. Girl, they was drinking, maybe they was shouting over the Pay Sisters with a beer in their hand, and then they shooting people with a bird and cussing them out. Castro, leave that alone. That ain't that ain't stable, Castro. That ain't stable. Leave that alone. So Castro, I'm proud of you for not responding to that foolishness. I'm gonna give you your props. Hold on for a minute, y'all. I got a text. Okay, y'all, I'm back. So shout out to Castro. Castro, I give you props for that, buddy. Keep on doing what you're doing. I think that, when you don't give people any attention, then, it kind of, they don't have nothing else to go on. So shout out to Castro for not getting pulled in that mess. And I've been telling you that, Castro. So thank you for not getting messed up with that. And to be honest, y'all do have court dates and stuff, and people are watching. Y'all don't understand. People are watching, and y'all, yeah. I don't want. Let me say this. I don't want to see nobody go to jail. I really don't. But sometimes people do stuff to land them in jail, and they don't listen to people, and people are not trying to be shady, even though they can't receive it, because most people in the beef sector are shady. But even in the midst of shade, it may be some truth. So decipher, take out that shade and see what the real crux of the matter is. Is this person trying to help me or harm me? And most of the times with me, I'm trying to help you. I ain't trying to harm you, to be honest. So I'm glad that he's doing what he's doing. Yeah. Um, I haven't heard anything from this USEF thing. And like I said, I'm really not interested in the USEF situation until the court date, because we can speculate till Jesus come. It is going to be the judge who makes the final decision. It's going to be the judge who brings down the ruling. We can think whatever we want to think. We can guess. I will say, though, after I spoke to my lawyer friend in Georgia, I just think Yusuf has a steep hill to climb. Just because I say he has a steep hill to climb, that don't mean I am pro Yusuf. I'm just being real. I think he have a steep hill to climb because, again, I'm not in my emotions. See, my emotions will say that, there was some misrepresentation. And if you stop speaking to that person because you found out that that person was not who he or she said he or she was, then that should be, well enough. That's my emotion. Now if you continue to talk to that person, but that's my emotion. But the law says, now see, taking emotions out. But the law said that it doesn't matter. The company has covered themselves because they're large enough that they're not going to get in trouble because they provided, are you 18? And that's all they need to provide. I definitely don't blame the parents, because if they didn't know and then they found out and see this, then of course you're going to reach out and call the cops. I do think the parents need to be more vigilant and observing what they're young adult is watching or young adolescent is watching. So I do think that. And let me say this, I'm not blaming the victim either, but I'm going to say this. We know right from wrong. We know at a certain age so somebody who is 15 years old is either getting out of the 8th grade, going into the 9th grade. So either they are high middle school or lower tier high school. And at that age, yes, your mind is developing, you're still young, you're still impulsive, but you do know right from wrong. And this is when the parents really need to say, hey, we need to have a conversation. There's a conversation that needs to be had. And then there's a monitoring of sites that young adult is going, or that young adolescent rather, is going on. And I do believe right and wrong. I really do believe that, because that Malvo boy was tried as an adult in that DC sniper situation. That's my opinion, because I think it's a misrepresentation. It is a misrepresentation. But the law says it doesn't matter. The law says you're responsible. And so since I'm about the law, Yusef may be in trouble. Now, the judge may see it that way and say, okay, I can see, but I don't know. I don't read the mind of the judge. But according to the Georgia state law, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The person is responsible for making sure that that person is of a certain age. That's the law. So my emotions ain't the law. And that's what I've been trying to tell people when I say Yusef does deserve due process. It's not, you're guilty and no. Even if we know that this may have happened, he still has his day in court. Everybody has their day in court. That's the Constitution. That's the law. It is what it is. The law has not always been right, but in this case, it keeps people from doing things that could be detrimental to others without proof. And the proof is going to be in the pudding. The proof is going to come up. I mean, and that's one thing I can say about the court. They're going to find out what happened. They're going to get to the bottom of this. They're going to do discovery. The lawyers are going to do everything to find out what's going on. And with the evidence presented and provided, they're going to make a decision. It's a bit. I'm not disagreeing with you. That's what I was saying. It's a bitsy. See, people were dogging me out because of their emotions. And I'm like, I'm not concerned about your emotions. It's the law. And so it's a bitsy, exactly what you're saying is correct. I was telling people at the beginning, I thought that, okay, the company has to be responsible for this, right? Well, again, after talking to my colleague who's a lawyer in Georgia, and baby, they put me on the right path, saying that, oh no, he's responsible. It's jacked up, but it's, but again, as a lawyer, it's the law. So it's a busy, that's all I'm saying. The people were telling me, oh my God, I wish you all could have seen what they were saying in the backstage. They were saying you supporting this PDF file, you a PDF yourself. I mean, they were saying a lot of stuff. I mean, people were really attacking. That's why I wasn't worried about that pile on, because I know what I was saying. I wasn't, are you gonna hit me? I have nothing to do with that. That car is in front of me. Don't hit my car. I have nothing to do with that. You can either go over here, but don't hit my car. If I could go, I can go. These people crazy. This lady behind me act like I'm George Jetson and I can just go ahead and levitate my car and move on. Now I tell you what, let me see what kind of car that she have. Baby, let me see if she got some good insurance. I hope that's a Subaru. Because baby, you hit the back of my car, I know something. I have been on this road since this traffic is bad. I have been on this road since 10 o'clock on Saturday. On a Saturday. It's quicker during the weekday. 10 o'clock on a Saturday in damn traffic because they want to build all these roads. This is what happens when your state is car and gas dependent. They don't build light rail, so you get shit like this happening. Now, had I had a train to catch, I would have caught my train and walked on where I'm supposed to go. But because there's no train, and this is the dark side. This is the frustrating side of San Antonio. You are the seventh or sixth largest city in the country. The second populous city, not metro, but city limits in Texas, and y'all don't have no light rail. It don't make no sense. So this is what you got to do. Sit here and wait in traffic. And this is why companies don't like to base their companies in San Antonio, because most companies are looking for light rail. So people can do this. It's just messy here. But I'm gonna tell you what, long as that lady, she frustrated, but baby, I'm sorry. My car is not George Jetson car. We just don't levitate and I can go on and get out. Baby, golly, you're gonna be all right, because I got somewhere to go to. Pastor, I married my husband when I was 15. Ooh, he was 22 at the time. It was an unofficial wedding ceremony. We did the legal paperwork years later, but I am from the deep South and times have changed. Yeah, Pivot 2G. Let me say this, Pivot 2 Jehovah. I'm not going to knock you. Because the color purple is right. Girls was getting married at 16. The man would be 25 because that's what they did. And the parents had parental rights to do that. People don't even understand in the Bible, Mary was a teenager. She was probably 13 or 14, probably no older than 15 when she married Joseph, or she was betrothed to Joseph. But in our current time, it's unacceptable. And I truly believe that the person should be 21. I mean, personally. Also, I think women mature quicker than men, personally. But I understand it was a different time. So I'm not knocking you, but some people look at you with the side eye. But, back in those days, probably up into the 50s, 60s, things probably changed. But yeah. Itsy Bitsy said, I see what they were dragging you. I see what they were dragging you, everyone. Yeah, everybody was, but I wasn't moving. I still meant what I said. The law is the law. And everybody has their right to their time in court. Everybody has yeah. So yeah, the law is the law, and people get mad at that, but people let their emotions get the best of them. And let me say this, if Yusuf is guilty, he's going to jail, and rightfully so. But I'm not the judge. I don't have all the evidence before me. I don't know all the nuances in this case. So I can only give my opinion, but my opinion is not what the judge is going to put down. And just because I say that I'm going to go with the law, that don't mean that I'm going with Yusuf. And that's why I didn't really get it. I was going off at the people because I couldn't believe the blatant ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, I called my lawyer friend to make sure. And like I said, Yusuf got a steep hill to climb. We were mature back in them days. I've been with my husband ever since, and we have beautiful children and grandchildren. That's awesome. Oh, I never regretted anything. I absolutely Okay, that's awesome. Well, pivot to Jehovah. If he loves you and you love him, then that's all that really matters. You know, what bothered me is, let me tell you what bothers me, is these arranged marriages that are not for love, that some of these people have to do. I, it's like, you look at that and I know people want the best for their kids, but what does the child, what does the young adult want? What do they want? You know, um, if you never read, I think it was Zora Neale Hurston's book, um, uh, in Florida, where she married her first husband because she was forced to. He was a good man, but yet, you know, he wasn't. And then she married another man who wooed her, but he was jealous of her. But then the last man she married, he didn't have all the wealth, he didn't have the trappings, but she really loved him for him. And then she came on back home. I cannot. Not Cage Bird, but I can't think of that other book. Oh, somebody help me. Their eyes were watching God. That book was a phenomenal book. Not only because I knew where the places were in Florida, but it was like you see three phases of her life. She being naive and doing what people told her, then she doing what she thought was right but was not, and then her just coming to terms of this is who I am and I'm gonna love me and I don't care what these people say. It was a really good book. If you haven't watched if you haven't read Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston, please do so. Oh my God, please do so, because that book is phenomenal. But and I'm not saying you pivot to Jehovah, but I'm just saying that book. Another good short story is Plenty Good Use. I forgot who wrote that, but it's about a mom who doted on her daughter who went to college, but she really didn't give any attention or really doted on her daughter who stayed with her. And her daughter who went to college was this, and this. She just loved that girl. And then she had a quilt. And the daughter who was with her knew what that quilt was for. It was for warmth. It was for, everyday use. But the daughter who went out to college, she wanted to put it in a frame and hang it. To her, it was an art piece. And the mother had to make that decision, and she wound up giving it to the daughter who stayed with her. And the other daughter had an issue with it. And it's really interesting because she put all of that time in that daughter, but that daughter wasn't with her. And I thought that was good. Now, let me say this, and I know I'm talking a lot about this, but Mama's Family is a lot like that show. Mama's Family is a dysfunctional family, and I know it was a humorous show, but it was dark humor. It was dark humor. It started off on the Carol Burnett show, but it was a dysfunctional family. And you had Eunice, you had Ellen, and you had Vint the brother. Vint the brother was goofy. The mama threw her money at him, and he was goofy. Ellen wanted to be somebody different. She did not like her family. She didn't even like her mama. And she married into money, and she only comes around when it's mama's birthday, and that's it. Eunice wanted to be somebody, but mama never really liked Eunice. She always doted on Ellen and not Eunice. And not Eunice. Now, I'm going somewhere with this. What brought this to a head Mm. Y'all, I'm telling you, some of this stuff that people do is nothing but projection. So Eunice had a problem with Mama. They were going to the movies, and Eunice married Vinton. She didn't want to marry Vinton. She wanted to marry and date Duke Reeves, but Ellen took that boyfriend. Ellen took everything she had, which Ellen did. She got pregnant from Vinton. Didn't really want to marry him, but wound up marrying him. So as they were going to the movie, Eunice was pissed, and she told not Vinton, but her husband. Vinton is the brother, but she told her husband, tell mama why we really got married. And he said, no, 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 I'm not gonna do that. She said, tell him. So again, they didn't tell mama the truth why they got married, right? So finally, the Eunice character tells mama why they got married. And you know what mama said? And I mean, she said it just, so what? Join the club. When she said that, that's all I needed to know. Mama never liked Eunice because just like Eunice, mama had dreams. Mama got pregnant by the daddy, wound up marrying the daddy, and she saw Eunice. She was Eunice. And what people hate in themselves, they hate in others. And she could never like Eunice because she really wanted to be Ellen. And she could never be Ellen because she got pregnant by Eunice's and Ellen's father. Baby, that thing spoke volumes to me. It spoke volumes to me. And when she said join the club, it said everything I need to know. Oh, you got pregnant with Eunice. You really didn't want Eunice. And you see Eunice is just like you. This is why you can't validate Eunice because your mama didn't validate you. And who you want to be like is Ellen. And even though Ellen won't come and see you, because truthfully, Ellen think you just like Eunice too. She think you trash like Eunice. But Eunice is the one who let you stay in her house. Eunice is the one who helps you do all of this, while Ellen will come and throw a coat at you, a fur coat at you, and make you feel special, but she never comes around to the house and don't want you to come to her house. Baby, that show, it was humorous, but it was dark humor. It was dark humor. And when you really get the gist of the show, it's like, oh, these people are dysfunctional to the hilt. Mama's Family was a good show. The writing was good. But when Mama said join the club, I'm like, oh, snap. This is what all of this hostility is about. It's projection. You want to be Ellen. That's why you let Ellen do everything she want to do, even though she don't like you either, but that's who you want to be like. You know you're like Eunice, and that's why you don't like Eunice. And this is why I say people hate what they people hate what they see in others, they hate in themselves. So when people are so adamant about people's sexuality or this, and the third, that's a projection to me. That's projection to me. And a lot of people don't want to admit it. That's projection. Whenever you got to talk about what folk got, that's a projection. Now, people say you can tell people who ain't never had nothing. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I told you all, we were low wealth, but my neighborhood was rich. It was a tapestry of rich people. And did I grow up with all of the trappings? Okay, y'all, I'm back. This traffic is so freaking bad. This traffic is so bad. I just cannot believe how bad this traffic is. It is awful. It is awful. Wow. It is the weekend. I left my house at 10 o'clock and I am still on this freaking road. Unbelievable. Thank you. Appreciate it. Unfreaking believable. Now they back down to another one lane. Wow. So y'all, I'm back. I had people to call me. So my brunch people are calling me, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be there. It's just this traffic is bad. I left my house at 10 o'clock. It usually takes me 30 minutes to get where I'm going. It is almost an hour and some change now. It's just, and all they're doing is building more roads. And I'm gonna tell you, building more roads is not the solution. It's just a band-aid on a bigger problem. Y'all should have light rail out the yazoo in San Antonio. But this is what happens when you have oil and gas lobbyists, and then you have the gig economy, Uber, taxis, Lyft. They have lobbyists as well because they don't want the train to pick people up because, of course, some people are going to be out of a job. But let me say this. Do you all not know that you can catch the train from Atlanta and get downtown and people still use the taxis and stuff? Because if people really want to leave and they want to go quickly, they don't want to take the train. You're always going to have clientele. But I'm sorry. This is not the answer. This is not the answer. This is a whole big mess. This is not the answer. And you all, Interstate 35 is a major interstate. It's a major interstate. And they're down to one lane? Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Wow. I didn't expect to be in traffic this long. But it is what it is. So anyway, y'all, like I was saying, so I think Mama's Family was a very good show. And I think a lot of that stuff we see on YouTube, the beef sector. Yeah, let me tell you something, you all. It's so many people, when they want to question other people's degrees and stuff, this is when you question them. I'm like, well, do you even have one? It says a lot. And I don't say a lot, but I listen to these people. And I'm like, whatever you think my success is, it shouldn't be a hindrance to you, or it should make you feel less than. I don't feel any less than because the mayor has retired from Ford, or that the Ms. O has a master's degree, or that Ghetto is a CPA. I celebrate that. So why am I going to sit here and be hateful? It says a lot about the people. That's why I laugh when people say, well, you know, Ghetto make more money than you, and he's a CPA. Well, he's a CPA. He should be making money. If he ain't making money, something wrong with him. But I'm making my money, and I'm satisfied with what I have. But a simple person would get mad at that. I don't get mad because somebody got a banging house. I celebrate that. So I don't get all of that. It just, I mean, it baffles my mind. And then they come on and say, well, you can tell people ain't never had nothing. Oh, I had things. I have. Some things I haven't. And I don't have a problem with that. But see, the thing is, I can get those things now. Those things that I never had, that's why I took my ass to college. And that's why I applied myself so I can get those things. Now, you ain't going to ever leave here. Once you leave this earth, all of that stuff going to stay right behind. You can't take it with you. You can't. But I'm enjoying what I have right here while I'm on this side. But that's why I tell you, go to school. Because you're right. Some of these things I ain't never had. But guess what? I have them now. Because I've applied myself to get them. It's sad though when you always talk about somebody who ain't never had none. That's why they had it. But you still don't have shit. That's the real tea right there. You talking about something, you can tell people ain't had nothing, but you don't even have shit. At least I got it. Catch. That's the real tea. So again, I don't shy away from my humble beginnings. I relish in it because it tells you, even in a racist and classist America, you can still make it if you want to. As a black man, and you know the odds are against us, black men and women. And if you can come from the trailer or the projects and be even in the middle class, you doing something. So you damn right. You can't shame me for being the first 4 years of my life in a trailer and then move right down from the trailer. But I told y'all I took MB there. I showed MB where I live. I ain't had no shame with it. But then MB saw where my siblings live, and baby, it's testament that the American dream can be had, or it can be had. Because baby, all of my siblings have homes. Every last one, not an apartment, but a home with a mortgage. Some paid, some almost paid, but they have homes. Every last one of my siblings that are living. So how you think a trailer gonna shame me? Of course not. It goes to show you, in America, despite racism and classism, if you really want it, you can have it. People up there talking about something, you spending money out at these stores, because I can. Because I work hard. I go to work Monday through Friday so I can do exactly what I do. And I ain't asking y'all for one bill payment. See, this is why people don't mind giving to me. This is what makes the girls really upset, because I don't have to wait for somebody to pay for my trip to go to Vegas. I can go to Vegas. I can go where I want to go. And usually I already made the plans to go, and the girls just supplement what I already paid for. I don't need sponsors to go where I need to go. And I'm just being real with you all right now. It ain't no brag. It ain't no brag. You can tell people who ain't never had nothing. You damn right. But I got it now. But you can tell people who ain't never had nothing and still don't have shit. Because they always talk about people who act like they ain't never had nothing, but the hoes don't have shit either. That's what get me. That's what get me. And I don't claim to be wealthy and dripping with money. I work. But I set my money aside. I put money in savings. I put money into my 401ks, plural. And then I have some money for myself after the bills have been paid. And you know what? I'm satisfied with it. I don't need to be no millionaire or no billionaire. I'm good with what I have. Can't take it with me anyhow. When it's time for me to retire, I'll be fine. I don't think I'm even retired because I like going to work. I like having purpose. But I'm talking on today because I just want you all to know, I just listen to these people. And it's like, baby, you got issues. You got issues. And I ain't mad at a $24 an hour job, and then you get paid $2 more. But baby, some people are making way beyond $24 an hour. But I'm happy, and I ain't gonna ever cap it down. I ain't gonna ever cap that down. But some people already did that. And let me say this: some people have already been beyond where I've been, and that's great. But what you're not gonna do is shame me because I do what I want to do. That's stupid. But I listen to you all, and a lot of it is projection, and that's why I sit here and laugh. Baby, this is a show. This is a show. And some of you all, I really don't want to meet you because, again, you show a lot of shit on YouTube, and it's like, Yeah, like that Rose Bennett. Baby, I had to block her. Pissy Pussy Rose talking about some prep. I'm like, girl, you 30 years beyond that. You don't have nothing to worry about. Your husband and you don't have nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. But I did say you need to go talk to your doctor and see what they say. And I blocked that hoe. Girl, you got leaky plumbing. Nobody don't want that ammonia smelling puss you got. Girl, gone. Be playing on my... I said, stop playing on my Gmail with that foolishness, trying to be a comedian, which you not. I said, get out of my... Baby, I couldn't believe she sent that. I'm like, did this hoe just send me this? I said, did this hoe just send me this? I said, I know she didn't. And I politely blocked her. I said, boop. I don't play that. And then I said in that email, I'm like, I don't know you like that. I don't know you like that to be playing up on my email. We don't play them games. Yeah, I don't play with these people. I'm really blocking folk because some of these people, and Rose, you ain't no innocent person either. We know what you did to Spill It Boy. And you just and let me tell you something, girl. Look like you about to FaceTime Jesus real soon. You need to stop all of that. Can I say something too? Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump has some mental issues. I think he is going into cognitive decline. Get your ass out the way. Trying to hold traffic. Crazy ass. I'm sorry. But Donald Trump is going into the cognitive decline. Why are you telling people he don't think he gonna make it into heaven? He said he wants to. He said some of y'all going, but I don't say, baby. See Christians. Now see, this is why I look at them evangelicals with the side eye. Y'all need to be helping him learn what salvation is. But no, y'all using him to get y'all agenda at the expense of this country. Ooh, he blabbered and blithered so much. And he talking about a man violently kissing him. I'm like, this man is crazy. He is just crazy. It's time for him to move on. He another one. It's time for him to move on. He crazy. Oh my God, he crazy. Unbelievable. So anyway, but look, y'all, I done made it to my destination. But that man said he don't know if he going to heaven or not. He wants to, but he don't know. He said he don't think he gonna make it. I'm like, ain't that a blip? My. So anyway, y'all. But I'll be back. I will be back. Let me go now. I finally got here. Devon, I don't even want to go see. I'm so not interested in her. It's about Lolo. I'm here to see Lolo. It's about Lolo. I'm really not here to see her. I wish her the best in all her endeavors. So look, y'all, I gotta go. Bye.